I don't think I've ever shown this much skin in a video. Good thing I'm working out a little bit, right? Put those away. Hey everybody, so next month is gonna be VidCon and I am super excited about it. I've been to every single VidCon since 2010 and so I have a little bit of knowledge to share and I thought I'd take this opportunity to give you the tips to survive. Tip number 1, prep your activities. Know what panels that you want to see in advance and figure out kind of where they are so that you have a game plan for every single day. And when I say plan your activities, that doesn't necessarily mean just panels. You want to have time to meet friends and check out the exhibition hall and get food. Make time to get food. Looking at the agenda to begin with will take time because there's a lot of good stuff, and every single VidCon there's going to be more good stuff that you want to see, so it's better to sift through that in advance than to sort of just figure out on the spot where you want to be at any given time. That said, there are always last minute changes that are going to happen, so it's a good idea to have the VidCon app for updates and to just be open to change. You don't need it to be exactly the way you planned it, but it is helpful to have a plan to begin with, if that makes sense. Tip number 2, budget. You are going to spend money at VidCon. You need to have money set aside for your lodging, set aside for food, and you probably want a little bit set aside for the exhibition hall because people are selling super cool stuff there and you want to be able to get it. Just go in with a plan because it'll be really easy to fill up your suitcase with a whole bunch of stuff that's really expensive and you won't necessarily use. On that note, there will be a lot of free stuff in the exhibition hall, so go through and find out what you can get without spending any money at all, and that is just as good a lot of times as the stuff that you would actually pay money for unless there is something really specific that you want. Tip number 3, you have to take care of yourself. Wear supportive shoes, wear comfortable clothing, hydrate, eat, get enough sleep, and don't be afraid to sneak back to your hotel if you get overwhelmed. VidCon is a very, very intense few days, and you're gonna wanna take a few breaks. Just if you do step away, always let someone know where you are, and it's always a good idea to have some way for people to contact you so that you can get back to all the people that you left. And that segues very easily into tip number 4, always keep safety in mind. There are a lot of people at VidCon. There's no two ways about it. And this is not a complaint, it's a fact. When there are a lot of people in one area, the crowd dynamics really change. There are people who get mobbed, and there are people who will scream, and there are going to be times when you're going to be stuck in a lot of people, and that can be very stressful. So just be aware of how crowds work and be prepared for that. I would ask that everybody who sees this tries not to get involved in mobs, but you know, that can only go so far. There is a lot of alcohol going around at VidCon, and if you are of age, you know, drink what you want to drink, but be responsible about it because there have been quite a few situations that I've noticed play out rather dangerously, and it's very easy to go overboard, so just know what you're doing. And on that note, do be careful of what other people are doing. There are a lot of people at VidCon who are not necessarily the best people and who would like to take advantage of those who come to VidCon who are a little bit more vulnerable, so keep an eye out for yourself and for your friends, and report anything that you find suspicious. VidCon did put a system in place last year to prevent any bad behavior as much as they could, and so learn what those terms and conditions are and learn what the reporting system is, because that's how we can protect each other from dangerous situations with strangers. On a completely different note, don't be afraid to do business. VidCon is a great place to network if you are interested in making YouTube a bigger part of your life. Bring business cards, bring an elevator pitch, bring your best salesman attitude for when you need it. And if you want more tips on how to do that in particular, I happened to make a video about that for a channel you may have heard of called How to Adult, and you can check out the link in the description. And finally, tip number 6, if you see me, say hi! Every time I go to VidCon, I get a tweet from somebody saying, hey, I saw you, but I didn't really want to come up and bother you. Especially this year, I do have a plan for a video for the listener's guide that will involve people at VidCon, so I would love it if you could come up to me, because if you want to take part in that video, you're more than welcome to. That's about all I have for now. If you have have any other tips, please do leave them in the comments. Don't forget to share this video and like it and subscribe if you haven't already. And check out the Listener's Guide. It's a channel that I run that's about classical music. And I will see you all next week. Maybe. I'm traveling. I'm gonna do my best. Bye, everybody. See you at VidCon!